Hello everyone, my name is Joanna Andujar, and today we're going to be talking about the relationship between motivation and engagement in a classroom. Okay, we're going to be talking about the concepts, the influences that they have over a student's learning, and we're going to be able to identify the strategies that promote motivation and engagement among students. Now, students who are engaged in their learning are more likely to succeed, right? But then we ask ourselves, what is it that drives that engagement, right? Motivation plays a huge role whether students are actively participating or they're just passive learners. As educators, we must understand how intrinsic and extrinsic motivation is seen in a classroom through different learning experiences. Now, motivation falls into two categories, right? We have the intrinsic motivation, right? Where the student is motivated by curiosity, like they're curious about it, they want to know. And then we have intrinsic motivation, which refers to external benefits, such as like the grades. But both types of this motivation in the classroom are important, right? But research shows that intrinsic drives leads to long-term academic success. Now, motivation and engagement are strongly connected. A motivated student is more likely to be engaged, whether we have that student who's disengaged and is often like not motivated. Engagement has three dimensions. It has three portions, right? We have the first part, that's behavioral, right? When they're doing their task. We have the emotional part where they have perhaps a positive attitude towards, and we have the cognitive one, which is when they're making effort to comprehend what's going on. Now, we have culture and parental attitudes that have a huge impact on motivation, right? Why? Because a student whose parents may be more driven to succeed, well, this influences them, right? Cultural influences such as festivals and language are evident in a classroom. Although implicit factors such as attitude towards authority or learning styles are more difficult to detect. Now, there are numerous of approaches to improve the student motivation, right? Because as educators, we want to be able to target that. Now, project-based learning encourages students to tackle the real-world problems, which means that learning is more likely relevant, right? Then we have gamification, which introduces the elements of fun and being competitive, which can increase participation. Then some of the signs of disengagement, right, can be either like somebody who's subtle, sometimes it's obvious. You can see, when the student is disengaged, they don't want to participate, they're falling asleep, different things. Now, a disengaged students may refuse to participate, right? It happens in my kindergarten classroom all the time, where they make minimal effort, they avoid challenges. And we have to be able to recognize this warning as indicators, because it's an early stage where it allows us as teacher to be able to act before things get further away, right? Now, why disengagement happens, right? Now, student disconnect for many reasons. One, the student could be disinterested in the lesson, that appears unimportant. They don't think it's like that valuable, or they're just not confident in participating. They may also be afraid of rejection, and then they may shut down. Now, we may also have some external distractions, such as a noisy environment, for example, can have a huge impact on this type of disengagement. Additionally, also cultural differences may make children feel distant. So culture could be something, that affects them a lot. And then some of the strategies to re-engage the student, because we want to be able to bring those students back, is that teacher must have different techniques to re-engage them, to bring them back. Like, for example, differentiation, make sure that the lesson aligns with students' capability, right? Maybe you have that one student who's not learning at the same pace as students, that's why they're so disengaged. Perhaps having a differentiation of a lesson will help out. And giving student a choice also increases their sense of control, and it makes them want to be able to learn more. Now, in conclusion, motivation and involvement are critical for students' achievement, right? We can create an environment that benefits all children, right, by implementing research-based practices. Let us consider, okay? And then, obviously, as an educator, you have to be able to choose what best fits for your classroom after you get to know your students and you know their weaknesses and their strengths. Well, thank you so much for your time. Have a good one.